welcome to BOMISpirit. This is the weekly intuitive astrology reading for September 26th to October 2nd. I can't even tell you how many times I've tried to record this video, and I've just had all these weird tech issues and whatnot, and I'm just blaming it on Mercury retrograde and just trying my best to just keep it going. But welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new, we have all the decks that I use that are linked below. We also have a website, Patreon, Vimeo, really cool stuff, and also we have socials. So go ahead and check any of those out if you are curious. And those of you who are returning viewers, hello, and welcome back. Don't forget to make sure your notification settings are on, by the way. A lot of people are like, I don't get notified about your videos. Check your notifications. Not just the channel notification settings, which is like where the little bell thing is next to the subscribe button, but also your YouTube notification settings. There are two different things. For whatever device you're watching, you got the YouTube app notifications, and then within YouTube, you have your channel notifications. They both got to be on. Otherwise, you won't be getting anything. So check those, okay? I saw in the analytics that was like a thing, so that's just why I want to mention it to you. But anyway, let's dive in. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go over the astrology, and then I'm going to dive into the sign readings and also do channeled messages for the signs, okay? If you're here for the sign readings, please watch the Need to Know section. It will help you. It will help you out a little bit, okay? So this week, Mercury, Saturn, Venus, and Jupiter are playing the most significant roles, really focusing a lot on Mercury and Saturn, though, because they're creating aspects that are really strong and prominent and really affecting us throughout the week, while Venus and Jupiter kind of ebb in and out of aspects throughout the week, but still very present and still having quite an effect on us. But let's talk about Mercury for a second. Mercury is retrograding in Virgo right now, going stationary direct on October 2nd, which is at the end of this week. Yay! It is opposing Neptune, which is in Pisces at 23 degrees, and is also trine Pluto, which is in Capricorn, 26 degrees. Now, Mercury is working really closely with Pluto, almost like Pisces, with Pluto at the very beginning, and it's working really closely with Neptune at the end. So we move from this like Mercurial Plutonian energy into this Mercurial Neptunian energy, which is not a weird shift. It's definitely a shift though. With Mercury working with Pluto, that brings ease with persuasiveness. It's kind of like a magician-like energy when it comes to communication. It's very mercurial, but more like the trickster side of mercurial energy, which isn't a bad thing. It's a superpower. So use the superpower, right? When Mercury is also working with Pluto, we have an ability to really have a great understanding of other people, not from necessarily a compassionate place, from a psychological place. So we can read people a lot easier when Mercury is working with Pluto. And like I said, mixed with that persuasive communication part of it, really great if you're trying to do any business negotiations or deals, or if you're trying to work with someone or collaborate with someone. It's great to be able to read somebody and also get them to see your side of things, right? But as we progress, when we move towards the end of the week, when Mercury gets stronger with that opposition to Neptune, things get a little funky because our sensitivity actually increases. Like our ability to perceive, our own psychic awareness tends to increase, our empathy tends to increase. We actually can take in a lot of information, a lot more information than we normally can. So my empaths, be ready. Be ready for that. Like I said, that's towards the end of the week, not necessarily the beginning. But what this does is it's opening us up more to stimuli and information, psychic information, energetic information, just everything. And it can make us feel overwhelmed. It can make us be more open to the noise, right? Instead of listening to ourselves and our own inner compass and kind of staying a little bit more balanced. So just something to be aware of. Now, Mars is going to be working with Saturn throughout the entire week. It's going to be trine Saturn, and very close too, because Mars moves between 18 degrees and 20 degrees, and Saturn moves from 19 to 18 because Saturn is still retrograding. Now Mars is slowing down. I do want to mention this. Mars is slowing down because it's in the pre-shadow retrograde as it's moving towards October 30th when it officially goes retrograde. So when Mars starts to slow down and we hit this retrograde point, just know that your vitality might also slow down as well. Your ability to do things and get things done might become more difficult. That's the biggest thing about any Mars retrograde period, no matter what sign it's in. So just know that that's something that's coming up, which will also be amplified in the following week when Mars goes square Neptune. That's going to make us real fucking tired. It's going to make us real lazy, just so you know. But as Mercury's doing this thing and we're starting to get more and more sensitive to, like, perceptually sensitive to everything towards the end of the week with that Neptune energy, Mars trine Saturn will help us focus. Okay? Mars trine Saturn is great for dealing with challenges and obstacles and changes. It's going to help us to be more adaptable, to stay disciplined, to stay dedicated, to stay loyal, to stay focused on top of not just our obligations, but also like relationships. It's a really great aspect for long-term relationships and marriages and business relationships as well. So it's a great aspect to have this week with everything else going on. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the flow. That's like the overall general energy of the week. And then as we get down to the nitty-gritty here, Venus and Jupiter are doing some things. So in the beginning of the week, Venus is trine Pluto, it's opposing Neptune, and it's conjunct Mercury. Very, very strong in the beginning of the week. Actually, strongest like Monday, literally, because Venus is going to be at 26 degrees, Mercury is going to be at 26 degrees, Pluto's at 26 degrees. So with Venus working with Pluto and Neptune and Mercury, it makes it easier. Makes it easier for us to be vulnerable, to share our feelings and what we're dealing with, what we've been going through. It also leans us towards feelings of love and joy and optimism and wanting to just share that with people. It also is going to intensify passions and sexual energy as well. There's definitely going to be some fun playtime for everybody, sexually speaking, but also just playtime. You know, when Venus is working with Neptune, even if it is in opposition, it can make us want to go and indulge and go and out and have fun. Towards the end of the week, Venus will be working with Jupiter. And yes, it will get more intense. Jupiter's going to go, "Hi, Venus. I see you've been having fun. I see you've been enjoying yourself and mingling and playing. Let's do more of this." This is what's going to happen towards the end of the week. When Venus is opposing Jupiter, no matter what sign it's in, it's almost impossible to get work done. It's almost impossible to, sit down at your desk, meet your deadlines, pay your bills. And in fact, it actually leans towards spending a lot of money. Spending a lot of money, being out as much as possible, partying, like that spending, that kind of vibe. So this week, definitely a lot of fun to be had, a lot of romance to be enjoyed, a lot of play, a lot of fun, all that good stuff. Just make sure you are taking care of your responsibilities ahead of time. We really recommend doing it ahead of time. Mars trine Saturn during the week will help out, but if you're someone who's already a procrastinator or somebody who already kind of indulges a bit, I would just stay really self-aware this week, okay? Because being so overindulgent and even impulsive this week when you haven't done the preparation can kind of backfire a little bit on you, okay? Anything else I want to mention? Saturn square Uranus happening on October 2nd. So we've been experiencing Saturn square Uranus for a while. This creates this pressure, this feeling of being like pinned down or stuck or put in a corner and feeling like we don't really have a lot of control. Like we try to do the things we want to do and it doesn't really work out, or things happen and then we're forced to do things we don't want to do. It really teaches adaptability and teaches that we really don't have a lot of control. This is something we experienced a lot during the pandemic, and then here it is. This is, again, like I said earlier, this is going to be the last time we're going to experience this until Saturn comes back in Aquarius and Uranus comes back in Taurus. Even then, they might not even meet about the same time to create these aspects again. So that's peaking on October 2nd. So as you're going into this week of fun and play, also increased sensitivity. Sorry, this is also coming through as a channeling. There's also going to be increased sensitivity to like all physical sensations. Sounds kind of fun to me, just saying. As that's happening, you might have a hard time just doing everything you want with Saturn square Uranus. So just adapt. Just adapt, go with the flow. Don't try to force anything. Just kind of be in the waves of energy this week and enjoy yourself. This is a week to enjoy. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. No matter what weirdness comes up, just enjoy. Okay? That being said, let's go ahead and, oh, you know what? Before we get to collective message, something to look at in your own charts. This is for people who are into astrology, love to look at their own charts and whatnot, okay? Looking at your personal houses, your natal houses, I would look at, I'm going to give you a big range. I would look at Virgo, 25 degrees to Libra, 5 degrees. That's where most of the shit is going down. This is like play, fun, relationships, romance, sexy time, creative time. It's also where we're going to have a lot of amped up communication, being social, negotiations. There's also where we're going to have stimulated senses and increased sensitivity with the senses here. Okay. Now, Aquarius, 15 to 20 degrees. This is where you're going to have stuff that's probably going to come up that's going to demand your attention. Obligations, challenges that get you to be like, hey, you need to do this regardless of what you want or whatever you got going on right now. That's going to pop up in the house of Aquarius, 15 to 20 degrees. But stay focused, stay on top of it. It will pay off, okay? Now, the house of Gemini is going to be helping you out with adapting to all of this and helping to balance a lot of this out. And that's going to be Gemini, 15 to 20 degrees, okay? All right, so let's do a collective read. It's so hot, guys. It's so hot where I live. I swear I can't stop sweating on camera these days. Where are we going? For the collective read, We're going to do the Star Codes Astro Oracle. If I can pick it up. I don't know if I mentioned this, but Venus also goes home in Libra this week. Something to look forward to. Venus, anytime a planet goes home, it's a good energy. It's a good thing. But when Venus goes home in Libra, I don't know. I just feel it. I just feel it. Everything feels not hopeful. That's not the right word. It's not the right word. Intriguing. I get intrigued more to like talk to people, to try things. Like there's a flirty energy that I'm kind of feeling with Venus moving into Libra. Any messages or insights here for the collective for this week? Any messages or insights for the collective for this week? Okay, so we have trine. We have the trine sextile card, symbiosis, 52, breaking down to a 7. Ooh, and then we have third house, communication. Shocker, in reverse. Again, communication's actually going to come too easy. I was going to say really easily, and then I heard too easy. Almost like an overflow of communication here coming out. But it feels like a positive thing to me. It feels like it's opening doors. Thank you. It's opening doors that were once closed because you're talking about things you couldn't talk about before, or you're putting yourself in circumstances that you're just more open in a way that you normally would not be. So it's like you're sharing a part of yourself that people don't normally get to see, and it's going to open doors. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I think it's going to really catch some of us by surprise as to how people respond to us and what comes into our reality or what changes in our reality because we're actually just sharing more of who we are. That's really more in the beginning of the week, though. Like I said, towards the end, things get a little overwhelming, a little too sensitive. But in the beginning, it's a lot of openness. A lot of openness. Any other messages or insights for the collective for this week? I really gotta keep track of time. It took me so many times to get this part of recording. I might have to do a two-parter, but we'll see. Any messages or insights here for the collective? Interesting. Series just came out. Feeling a lot of love off that series card. Nice. Series with nurture, 29 breaking down to 11. Feeling a lot of love here. Ceres is an asteroid. It's an asteroid that leans towards self-care. That's why it's coming across as nurturing. Self-care and cycles. getting distracted with information that's coming in. I just got strong Cancer moon energy. I don't think Ceres is in Cancer. I'm pretty sure Ceres is in Leo right now, and I think it's actually gonna move into Virgo. Isn't it this week? Wait a minute. Let me look back at my notes. I think Ceres is moving into Virgo this week. Yeah, it is. It's moving into Virgo. Virgo is also very nurturing energy. Virgo really likes to make sure things are maintained, make sure things are well taken care of, and also Virgo is really associated with health. Health and vitality and the balance of all those things here. So not surprised that this energy is coming out. There's something about this that just feels very motherly. I just keep getting strong Cancer energy, which is the weirdest thing. When Ceres was in Cancer, there might be something about that period of time that could be coming up now, especially because we are in so many retrogrades, and Mercury especially is retrograding and also bringing some stuff up from the past. I could not spill over my words. When was Ceres in Cancer? I'm trying to remember. I feel like Ceres has been in Leo for a bit. I want to say July, parts of August. I want to say like the core of summer is when Ceres was in Cancer, and I could be mistaken, but I would look into that for you guys personally. Whenever Ceres was in Cancer, there might have been something going on at that time that's going to be brought up now, or even resolved now because of the Mercury retrograde period. And we do have New Moon Libra influence, because New Moon Libra was on Sunday, on the 25th of September, and it has been bringing in like mediation energy here. But this, I'm just feeling comfort, I'm feeling love, I'm feeling security, I'm feeling like the hug of a mother. That's the kind of energy I'm getting here from Ceres. It feels very healing. It feels like mending fences as well, like mending relationships. By sharing parts of ourselves that we're not used to sharing and being so open in a way that we're not used to being, it's giving opportunities to receive support as well. And also, we're kind of programmed in our society to hold back a lot, to repress a lot, when really we need to do the opposite. And that's literally just part of taking care of ourselves, is just not being so repressed as well. Okay? Overall, I always mispronounce this, but I'm gonna try my best. Imam Soeli. Words are not my forte. Imam Soeli, 38. Oh my God. You see what Mercury's doing to me. 38 breaking down to an 11 here. This feels like the strong foundation of oneself. The core. This is again coming into play about how we're sharing ourselves and what part we're sharing ourselves from. It's a lot of people are going to be very expressive in the next couple of days, and honestly, I do think everyone's going to be very well received for the most part. Some people might not be so in this energy, right? But I think for most people, you'll be very pleasantly surprised. So just don't give yourself permission to go there. Just give yourself permission to go there. Okay? Yeah, even underneath that, we have Pallas Athena. Pallas Athena is also another asteroid. It's very Libran. Very, very Libran in nature. Pallas Athena likes to problem solve. Mediate. It also is associated with justice, with art and beauty. It's very, very Libran. And this just feels like balancing things out, resolving things, mending things, providing what everyone really needs, which is to be heard and also to have space held. Right? And everybody wants their truth spoken. Everybody wants to be seen. This is a week for that, and also a week to have it be fun. Okay? I really want to stop stumbling over my words. I can just feel it. Like so much is trying to come up and out, and it's just like blah, 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 blah. Let's pull some more cards before we move on to the signs. Am I feeling the animals today? I actually really want to do a tarot deck. Yeah, we're going to do a tarot deck. We're going to go classic with Rider-Waite. Any messages or insights for the collective for this week? Any other messages or insights for the collective for this week? They're bringing up Neptune and Venus. Why are you bringing up Neptune and Venus? Because Neptune and Venus actually are not working together that closely this week. They are in the beginning. Venus will be at 26 degrees, Neptune will be at 23, but then Venus keeps moving on through Virgo and then up through Libra. But they're bringing up Venus and Neptune. We'll see how this plays out, but they're bringing up Venus and Neptune. I mean, together, that's just very romantic. Very romantic, very dreamy, very feminine, very loose, like very creative, flowing, intangible energy, all about feelings. All about feelings. Might want to be careful not to get caught up in a fantasy this week. This week is about being communicative and then enjoying what comes of that, riding the waves of that, and having fun in the process. But stay realistic. Not, I don't want to say kill the wow. I'm not saying to kill your dreams. It's not what I'm saying. Look at your dreams through a realistic lens, but there's something about fantasy here that I think could lead some of us a little bit of astray, especially if you're dealing with people this week in a romantic way. Just stay grounded in it. Just stay grounded. Any messages or insights for the collective for this week? Oh, I don't know. Okay, someone's got to hear this because this is coming up. Sorry, this cat hair is like stuck to my face. Just because somebody has feelings doesn't mean they're going to act on them. Also doesn't mean it's healthy to act on them. Express them, sure. Act on them, not necessarily. Let's see what comes out here. Ooh, very nice. We have Six of Wands with the King of Pentacles. This is a victory. This is being seen. Victory and being seen. A lot of confidence going on in these cards too. Six of Wands, that's Jupiter, Leo energy. So we have Jupiter making an appearance here. But this feels so good. This really feels like someone's finally being truly seen for their integrity, their skill set, what they do, what they're capable of. It literally is like praising the king. That's literally what it is. It's like praising the king, praising the leader, praising the one who's done a lot, the one who is worthy. Interesting. Which can only be done if you can show that part of you. If you show the world you're a King of Pentacles, people can praise you for being a King of Pentacles, but this is being rewarded and seen. Feels really nice. Any other messages or insights for the collective for this week? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wow. Look at that. King and Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. This is a victory between people. This is a victory within relationships. This might also be a victory in business as well, like for collaborative efforts towards the same goal. Like you both just brought to the table exactly what was needed to make this collaborative effort. And as far as Pentacles are concerned, which is great, and you're finally making it there. But this to me really feels like victory within a relationship. Like both being seen, both seeing each other for who you guys really are. It feels really great. I mean, honestly, this just feels like confidence, happiness, celebration. It feels really good. It's making my heart, my solar like beam, my solar especially. Now, obviously, could this be between like romantic people? You know, clearly that's the case. Thank you. Some of you, this is also about moving into wholeness, moving into a place of balance within yourself, where you finally have integrated some parts that have brought you into a new evolved you, but you're very centered, you're very grounded in it, and you have these new tools here moving forward. But I almost want to put the Six of Wands here, to be honest. Like, oh, I put the Queen there. I don't know why I did that. There we go. Yeah, I actually want to put the Six of Wands between the King and the Queen. It just feels like deepening and strengthening of bonds and relationships, and it's good for everybody. All right, moving on. Maybe my words will come back to me at some point. Any other messages or insights for the collective regarding this week? Oh, Two of Cups in reverse. Wow. So yeah, some of you, this is literally about mending relationships. Mending relationships. Oh, as that Six of Wands falls over. Others of you, I'm kind of getting what I channeled. Just because someone has feelings and they can express them doesn't mean they're going to act on them, and doesn't mean that they should necessarily. But there's an understanding happening between individuals here. That's what I'm seeing. An understanding where there maybe was not an understanding in recent past. Or even an understanding of like, I feel this way, you feel this way, and yes, we're a good team or we're a good pair, but it doesn't mean we should do something about it. It's really nice too because it brings closure. Any other messages or insights for the collective for this week? Let's see here. Wow, look what just landed on the Two of Cups in reverse. The Three of Swords. I'm feeling this in a bunch of different ways, but primarily I'm feeling the two scenarios I was talking about. One where this has been your situation with somebody and you're mending things. You're mending things, you're coming to a place of resolution and understanding of, I see you, you see me, can we put this away and be cool with each other or do something moving forward. Others of you, I'm actually getting like, yes, I see you, Queen of Pentacles, and yes, you see me as a King of Pentacles, and yes, we're a great pair, or we have feelings, or whatever, what have you, but we shouldn't do something about it. It's going to be an interesting week. Any other messages or insights for the collective? Any other messages or insights for the collective this week? Some of you are actually meeting someone who's giving you closure about other people and past circumstances, whether this is in business or romance or friendships. I'm getting all of those scenarios. This is definitely a week to be meeting people. Like I said, it's a very playful week. It's a very fun week. Jupiter's playing, Venus is playing. It's like it's getting crazy, right? So play and meet people. And also with Pluto in the mix, working with Venus, also working with Mercury, that tends to bring about relationships that are very catalyzing or activating, or play on karmic lessons, cycles, and attachments, past or present. Okay, so you could meet somebody and it could be a 5-minute conversation, or you can meet somebody and it could be a long-term friendship or relationship or business relationship or somewhere in between, and it is helping you to resolve old feelings and being like, whoa, I'm seen, this is cool. Yeah, beautiful. Four of Pentacles in reverse, opening up and letting go of that. Closure, conflict resolution, balancing things out, and getting on the same page with people. It's really cool. All right. Overall, we do have the Three of Pentacles. If you guys can see that. Underneath that, wow. Got the World in reverse with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Again, collaborative, getting on the same page. That World in reverse with the Seven of Swords in reverse, there's a clarity here that's coming through as well, as you are starting to get out and play, and again, having resolution with people from your past and present, whether through old or present relationships or not. You are seeing some patterns that have held you back and lessons that you've had a really, really hard time learning, and it's time to be done with it. Time to see it for what it is and be done with it. Okay? Okay, I'm done being tongue-tied. Let's go ahead and go into the signs, okay? Sorry. Aries, let's get into what's going on for you during the... Oh, you know what? I forgot. I'm so all over the place. Really quickly, for those of you who are new to... my readings, when I go over the astrology portion for the signs, I'm basing it off the rising sign. I'm basing it off of the whole sign system. Now, if you don't know your rising sign, that's totally fine. I still channel and I still pull cards that's not particularly attached to the astrology portion. But also, as I'm going over the astrology, if you have a strong sign energy in your chart, like if you're like an Aries stellium, but you have no idea what your rising sign is, watch the Aries astrology portion. There might be something in there for you. You just never know, right? So it could still be helpful for you in that way. But the channelings and cards are not necessarily attached to the astrology portion. All right? Okay, there we go. Aries, 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 Aries. Let's go ahead and get started here. So what's going on for my Aries? I would pay attention to your 6th, 7th house. Oh, the house part. I'm so all over the place. So one more thing about the house parts. My brain is like not working. What's going on here? I'm having a total brain fart. So because I can't look at your individual charts with like the different degree ranges and everything, that's why I based off the whole house system. Okay? All right. Aries, Aries, Aries. Let's go ahead and get started. I don't know what is up with me today. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Okay. So we got some 6th, 7th house energy, we got some 11th house energy, we got some 3rd house energy. So Aries, you got a lot of stuff going down in the 6th and 7th house. It's like this is where you're going to be, I want to say, like your everyday life, your superficial life, your external life. It's going to be all going down in your 6th, 7th house. So that's trying to take care of yourself and your health. That's relationships, bonded relationships, stuff of that nature. I do feel this desire coming up for you, Aries. This desire for long-term romantic relationships. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that really strongly. You want to have a team on your side. You're learning. You want a team on your side. That might not have always been your perspective. I want to say this is relatively new for you, and maybe it's just the energy of the week, energy of the new moon that's helping you to realize this, that this is something that you've actually needed and you've actually really wanted, but maybe you've had some preconceived notions that didn't allow you to believe that or want that, whether it's rooted in ego or that, you need to be number one or first, or, there's something about that feels like very ego-based thinking or feeling that kept you from that way of thinking. But you're really feeling that need for a team. You're really feeling that. The way you communicate is going to help you with this. Like how open you are with talking to people is going to help you with this. How honest you are about your feelings is going to help you with this. But I also feel like you have a lot of fun coming in this week. Everybody's going to have some opportunity for fun. It's just going to come through in different ways. But that's going to be a really great lubricant for that too, for you to start to deepen some of these relationships you have presently and even invite new people into your life, into your inner circle, into your space for your team. You want a team. Let's go ahead and pull a card or two for Aries. I'm going to do Runic Tarot. Actually, no, Light Seers. Light Seers. We're going to do Light Seers Tarot. Can I get a card for Aries, please? Everything's sticking to me. Come on. Can I get a card for Aries, please? You might have also been needing to ask for help. You might have been having some changes with finances. I'm seeing that a little bit. Oh my God. Aries, what's going on? These cards do not want to shuffle. Are you being stubborn? Are you being stubborn? What is up, Aries? Okay. Can I get a... There we go. 4 of Cups, Aries. Disappointment is actually what I'm hearing for you. Disappointment, there's some sadness going on here. There's feelings of loneliness that's going on here too. And again, I can feel it. It's really starting to sink in. You want a team. You want your own personal team. Like support system, group, what have you. You want a teammate as well. Like for those who are considering like thinking about romance and long-term relationships. Steering the ship. I just heard steering the ship, steering the ship. Some of you have had lessons in what it means to steer the ship and be a leader, but also how to do that when you have people in your life, right? Sometimes you can't always be the one steering the ship. Sometimes you need to let another person do that. That balance, walking that line, I think has been a little hard for some of you to learn, to establish, and maybe it's had an effect on your relationships as well, but you're seeing the value in having a community, a social group, a teammate, team players on your side to help you when things go awry, when things go wrong, when things are out of your control. And it's been hard for you, I think, to admit that when things are out of control, that you don't really like to ask for help, but you're realizing the value of it. Can I get one more card for Aries, please? You guys got 3 more. Let's see. Ooh, Aries. We got the Fool. We got Ace of Wands. We got the Hanged Man. Sorry, the camera view is a little different today. I'm having trouble like just lining up the cards. There we go. And it's like reversed on my end, so I'm trying to record it differently. Anyway, sorry. Ace of Wands, the Fool card, and the Hanged Man. Focus, focus, focus. This is like ready. This is ready. You're ready. You're ready to jump in the fire. You're ready to break out of this. See, like I said, it's backwards. You're ready to break out of this hangman energy. The hangman comes out when we are in a period of growing and transforming and spiritual growth and enlightenment and all of that, but it does take a bit of a pause, and you're ready to not be paused anymore. These feelings, man. These feelings. You want people on your side. You want people to rally around you. And with the Ace of Wands and the Fool card, you're ready for it to be fun. Very nice, Aries. All right, moving on to Taurus. Time is good. Hey, Taurus. Hello. You know, I've been going over the astrology in a lot of readings recently, and it's like, and I'm still seeing very similar patterns for each sign, which makes sense, like long-term patterns. Like Taurus, for you, I can see that you've been going through a major shift in your life. I can see you've been going through a major transformation in your life, especially when it comes to your belief systems. I'm definitely seeing that. But no matter what challenges are on your path, your long-term plans is really what I'm hearing. No matter what challenges or changes come in, obstacles come in that affect your long-term plan, you can adjust. You can adjust, you can tweak. You can always add things to your plan. You can decide to drop things from your plan. It's never too late to make changes. It's never too late to make changes and to be open to what those changes could be. This is something, again, you've been learning long term, but it's still very present here. Those obstacles, it feels like you're walking a path, and then it's like someone drops a big ass boulder in front of you, and then someone drops a wall in front of you, and you're just like, how do I keep deviating? It's like you have a plan and things just keep going wrong, or things just keep going not the way you expect. And so you've had to really learn to be adaptable and to be flexible and to be open-minded, that there is no right or wrong way of doing things. I can definitely see that's more of a long-term thing for you. But this week, also you got a lot of fun. You got a lot of fun coming in here with 5th and 6th house energy. Oh, you might get a little, I want to say fear. Fear and doubt might start creeping in towards the end of the week, as Mercury is opposing Neptune, and that's getting stronger towards the end. Yeah, you might get a little fearful, a little doubtful about all the details of your plans. It almost has this feeling of like you're going to have a lot of fun, and then you're going to lose focus. You might lose track a little bit, but I think you're going to be fine. Don't get too worried about it. Just calm yourself down if you do get scared or you feel like, crap, I dropped the ball. Just sit, reprioritize, reconfigure, adapt, and then keep going. But have your fun. You deserve it. You deserve it. Can I get a card for Taurus, please? Can I get a card for Taurus, please? Gemini, stop pulling on me. I'm still doing Taurus. I'm literally excited at Gemini. Can I get a card for Taurus, please, for the week? Ooh, Emperor coming out here. Emperor is Aries energy, but I also kind of look at this as Taurus, especially traditionally. Like the Emperor card has like the bull sometimes. It shows the bull, but it comes naturally to you. This is big boss energy. This is managerial energy. This is somebody who's on top of their empire, on top of their shit. And like I said, Taurus, you really learned the power of adaptability when you are in charge of things, when you're the one who has to be on top of a long-term plan or goal, and you're the one who has to like take care of things when things go wrong. And that's what an Emperor does. That's what an Emperor does. And sometimes, again, I keep feeling like you're going to be having fun, and then you might, like, drop the ball somewhere, which doesn't mean it has to happen. I just feel like there's a high probability of that happening for you. You've really been... Sorry, I keep getting pulled into your long-term process. It's almost like you've been, like, chiseled away into the Emperor. like changes that have happened and it's put pressure on you and it's almost like broken you down a little bit, but it's broken you down into an emperor, which is amazing. Almost like putting pressure like on, you know, on a rock to create a diamond, right? It's that kind of vibe. But anyway, yeah, have your fun, indulge, but if you drop the ball, it's fine because you have the tools to rebound. You have the tools to rebound. You're in charge, Taurus. You're in charge, and the boss can have a good time. Can I get another card for Taurus, please, for the week? Can I get another card for Taurus, please? Let's see. Ooh, Taurus, 5 of Swords. Don't get caught up in the worry. Remember what I said? I feel doubt coming in. I feel fear coming in. Well, here it is with the 5 of Swords. You can handle getting back on track. You can handle getting back on track. I think it's also the indulgence part of all these energies because it is very Venusian this week with Libra and literally Venus and Jupiter expanding the shit out of that. And you are already naturally Venus energy. The indulgence, the luxury, the feeling good, the pampering, the rewarding the oneself. I think it just gets the best. I think it's just going to get a little bit of the best of you. And then you're going to be like, oh my God, what did I do? But you're going to be fine. You're going to be totally fine. Okay? All right. Oh my God, my back is like so itchy all of a sudden. Gemini. Gemini. Hey, Jimmy Gems. Hello. You've been getting rocked too. So many signs have been going through such major transformations. We're just in that period of time, you know. Let's see. You have some fun too. You got a lot of fun coming up. I wouldn't be surprised if Geminis are going to be dating. Your gift is you, Gemini. This came up recently for you in one of the readings, which makes sense, right? Your gift is being you and sharing that. Sharing the beauty of the Gemini mind and how that your brain works and the fact that you can just talk to anybody and you can make a lot of people feel heard and seen and comfortable because that's just one of your gifts. You're the eternal child and at the same time you have the most amazing brains. It's like you can be around somebody and you can match their energy. It's also why you have that trickster energy too. But anyway, that's the beauty of you. You can get along with almost everybody. I feel like you've actually been struggling too with the darker side of that. The fact that you can get along with almost anybody also means you kind of don't fit anywhere. You fit everywhere, but nowhere at the same time. Right? I feel like you've been battling that, especially with family. Yeah, with family. But embracing that part of you this week and sharing that, being really open with that, being very comfortable with that is going to have people just fall more in love with you this week. So enjoy. Let's get a card for Gemini. I wouldn't be shocked if the lovers came out for my Geminis. Yeah, Geminis, well, Tauruses have been like chiseled down into an emperor in their long-term process. Your long-term process, how do I say this? It's just been like accepting all of the alter egos of Gemini. Accepting that you belong everywhere and nowhere at the same time. You are a, what's that word? Oh, what's that word? Not an enigma. That's not the word I'm thinking of. Like you're a walking contradiction. And that is okay. It's okay to be a walking contradiction. You're not meant to be just one thing. Especially, nobody is. But especially a Gemini, you're not meant to be one thing. You're kind of meant to be a little bit of everything. I feel like, I don't know if you've been having identity crisis, but it feels a little bit like that too. But you have been integrating all these aspects while Taurus has been chiseled down. You've been like absorbing, pulling all parts of you back. Okay. Can I get a card for Gemini, please, for this week? Geminis, I do. I feel some romance coming your way. I do. I feel it. Like flirty energy. Could also just be flirty friendships, but I'm feeling that flirty energy. Can I get a card for Gemini for this week? Oh, giving. The gift that keeps on giving is what I'm actually hearing. 6 of Pentacles. This is open reciprocity between individuals. It's help, it's assistance. It's also, like I said, an availability and openness. It also speaks of friendship, but it is like, I just keep hearing the gift that keeps on giving. The gift that keeps on giving. The gift that keeps on giving. I'm also hearing generosity. Some of you guys might be feeling very generous, or people might be very generous with you, but it's because it's that gift of a Gemini. You are a chameleon. You can match people. You can get people to be very comfortable with you, and it just opens people up. Reciprocity, reciprocity, reciprocity. Can I get one more for Gemini, please? Let's see. Ooh. We've got the Four of Wands and the Page of Swords. It's interesting because I feel reflection, which I don't normally feel with the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is like research and looking into things and looking up information, but I feel reflecting happening here in regards to this Four of Wands energy. Reflecting on your previous relationships, also reflecting on your own stability. I'm also feeling strong home life. Again, kind of relating back to what I was already telling you, where you're reflecting on what that has felt like to belong everywhere and nowhere at the same time, and making peace with that and being like, you know what, that's kind of cool. That's kind of an awesome superpower, right? And it doesn't have to be a lonely experience. In fact, it can be quite the opposite, right? Like, you might not be hanging out with a bunch of chameleons, right? But you can hang out with everybody. And you can have people around you all the time if you wanted to. And that open reciprocity, that helping hand can always be there for you. Yeah, it's more like you can always understand people, but they rarely will understand you. But that's okay, because they still want to be around you, and they still want to support you, and they still want to help you. Right? Wow. Okay. Cancer. Oh, doing really well on time, actually. All right, my cancers. What's up for my cancers? Cancers, have you been dealing with addiction and vices? Addictions, vices, I feel like you've been breaking them. Very nice. Yeah, it's weird. Like, it's weird how it's coming across to me. Like, addictions, vices, attachments, those kinds of like devilish patterns. If it looked like, bear with me, if it looked like a house, and the house was like, every room was filled with like, you know, all your devilish attachments and things like that, it's like I see you as a little kid with a wrench going in every room and just breaking shit. You're just breaking them. You're breaking them, you're destroying them, you're breaking them down. Wow, this is long term. This has definitely been a long term path for you, process for you. I feel like you've made a lot of headway. I do also feel, though, some shame and maybe some disappointment that maybe you haven't done it fully, or that it's, yes, you made progress, but you're not where you would like to be. Don't be so hard on yourself, Cancers. Don't be so hard on yourself with that, okay? I also feel, Cancers, you've been in and out of shadow work, like in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. It's like you do it a little bit and then you're out and you kind of get pushed back in, but that's part of you breaking down these vices, these patterns, these addictions, and where they're coming from. So while that's been your long-term process, oh, interesting. And while that's been breaking down too, what you want out of life, your wishes, your hopes, your dreams have been changing. The vision of your life has been changing, but that's been more long-term and happening in the background for you. This week, more on the surface, like present time, I do feel friendships. I do feel you mingling. I do feel you getting out and about there. Everybody's going to have that this week. Water signs especially. This is going to be a big leap for my water signs. My water signs have been kind of bubbling a little bit lately, isolating for the last, like, I want to say weeks, month and a half or so, maybe even longer than that. Yeah, but I see you getting out there more. I also see you learning. I also see you picking up some studies. Some of you are actually just putting some studies down, but it's been part of your process to break these patterns and vices. Some of you have been trying to be more disciplined with yourself. I can see it, Cancers, and it is paying off. Have your fun this week. You might overindulge as well, especially because some of you, like, that's exactly what you've been working on, is to not overindulge with some of these vices. But I think you're going to be fine, though. Enjoy and have fun. Some big family time coming up for my Cancers, too. Family time and big family conversations happening this week. Where's the deck? Okay. I'm going to get a card for my Cancers. Can I get a card for my Cancers? Ooh, Cancer. We got the Sun. The Sun, joy, happiness, new beginnings, clarity. It feels like a big open heart to me for you, big open heart energy. You've done a lot of work on yourself, Cancer, in recent past. A lot of work, and I feel like you're giving yourself a little bit of a break to just come out and play and have some fun and also appreciate how far you've come. Can I get one more card for my Cancers? Page of Wands. Yep, you're having fun. Go have fun. Go frolic in the sun. Go frolic at the beach. Go and play with all your friends and just go have an amazing good time. This is you just ready for an adventure. Ready, ready, ready. I really feel also like the repetitive, intense shadow work that some of you guys have been doing. I think you're about to get a long break from it and just let your inner child play for a little bit because you do deserve it. Okay? All right, Leos. Hey, Leo. Leo, Leo, Leo. Let's see what we got going on for you. You know, Leos, I've been feeling this for you guys for a long time, and I've talked about it so much every single video when I could start talking about my Leos, but you guys have been on a rough road too. You guys have been really working on your foundation, really working on reworking it, resetting it, getting it to where it can be unshakable moving forward, probably because it's been shaken. Essentially, because it's been shaken. And you have had struggles within relationships, but I feel like if you, especially for anybody who's in a committed relationship, like a marriage or a business relationship, if you stay committed to the long-term goal and you allow yourself to adapt to the obstacles that are present, as long as it's not a super toxic situation. If it's toxic, it's toxic. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about challenging, right? Just challenging and not going the way that you have foreseen or the way that you expected. Just hasn't been easy. If you stay focused on just having healthy relationships, hearing the other person, seeing the other person, I'm also relying on advice and support outside of those serious, troublesome relationships. I think you can persevere just fine. I think also learning a lot about yourself through these relationships as well. Again, that's been more of long-term process. But for this week, a couple things. It seems like money and business is a big thing for my Leos still, but you guys are also playing, which is good. Leos, you need to play. You need some playtime. You guys are natural at playing anyway. You know, your fifth house energy, you're the sun energy. And I'm seeing it, but I'm still seeing this focus on money. Something's going to get triggered. And I feel like it's when you're out and about. I feel like it will be hard for you to sustain long periods of being outside and being out in public. I'm just getting that because I'm getting a little bit of an overwhelmed feeling. With that, I can feel you also talking more to people. Maybe even proposing ideas to people that involve money because it's part of the foundation that you want to set for yourself. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. But spending a lot of time out and around with people, in crowds and things, I think are going to be really overwhelming for you. I also feel like you might be a little susceptible to other people's opinions at this time, which you should be open to them and hear them out. But I mean actually influenced in a way that maybe is not to your highest good. So something also to be aware of, that while you are connecting with people and also collaborating with people this week, and it can be really beneficial, just make sure you're really still in touch with what you need and what you know is best for you, and don't allow that influence to happen, because I can see it happening. Okay. Can I get a card for my Leos for this week? I'm going to have to go soon. Can I get a card for my Leos this week? Ooh, Leo. King of Cups. I love it. That's just all love and heart space. Unshakable. It's beautiful. It's beautiful energy. Mastery of emotion, mastery of the waters. Let's see what else is coming across with this King of Cups. This is an energy of somebody who just wants to love and comfort and provide emotional security and safety. That's something you've been also working on for yourself, establishing that for yourself. Whoa, whoa. Stay calm, Leo. We have the Ten of Wands, the Tower, and the Two of Wands going on here. The levee breaks, is what I just heard. The levee breaks. The levee breaks. Remember what I said? It's like you've been really working your foundation because your foundation's been shaken. It's been shaken. You've been trying to ground it, understand how to make it like almost indestructible to changes. Well, with the Ten of Wands and the Tower, with the Two of Wands tells me that the burden of it, the intensity of it, it's like it's hitting a breaking point. It's hitting a breaking point, and suddenly you find yourself in the Two of Wands of like, where do I go now? What decision do I make now? This is the pattern you've been experiencing, where you've been trying to hold onto your foundation and when I say foundation, it's like the structure of your life, the structure of your physical security, your actual body. So it could be health related, or like your housing, how you live, how you feed yourself, those kinds of things. Like your foundation's been hard to maintain, is what I'm kind of getting here. And it's like you've been trying to hold on to it, and then something happens, and you're like, okay, how do I adjust? How do I adapt? How do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? So that pattern has been teaching you how to stay emotionally secure through all of it. And also intuiting and feeling your way through feeling secure. Because also we don't have control over these things sometimes, right? Life just happens. Life really does just happen, and a lot of times we can't do anything if something happens externally and it affects us gravely, or it affects us so severely, and all we can do is stay calm to deal with it in the moment. So Leos, you might have another moment coming up here. You might have another moment coming up, but with every time it happens, it's becoming easier and easier for you to deal with it. Okay? There's something else going on here too. Hold on, give me a second. Some of you are going to be meeting somebody who's going to offer you a breakthrough. Something in like what they do, or just what they say, or your interaction with them, or it could be someone you already know and you're just seeing them this week, and it just clicks to you on how to further solidify your foundation moving forward, and it puts you in a place of like, okay, time to establish the next turn on the path, right? The next Two of Wands moment. Okay? But this King of Cups energy is beautiful. Stay in it. It's helping you tremendously. And I do think if you do come across somebody, or you meet up with somebody this week, they're going to have this energy and they're going to mirror it back to you, which is going to help you with this little bit of a breakthrough. Okay? All right. Where's the time? All right. Yeah, I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to do a part 2 soon. And then I'll probably just stitch them together for YouTube. So if this is the first time you're watching this and it's on YouTube, just keep going. All right, I will see you guys very soon, okay? Take care. Hey guys, welcome to part 2. For those of you watching on YouTube, it's just a quick little second wait of a transition to get to this part. I'm actually recording it the next day, but let's go ahead and get started with Virgo. So we just did Leo, excuse me. So Virgos, for this week, I do see some overspending going on. Definitely see some potential to be spending a lot of money while you're enjoying yourself out and about. I don't know if we talked about this recently with you, Virgo. I feel like we have in like the recent weekend or weekly readings, but you're really learning to let your hair down, and it seems like you are going to be enjoying yourself again, spending money, seeing a lot of spending money, which is, you know, I'm not going to say a bad thing. Like, if you're on top of your finances, then you're fine. With Saturn being in your 6th house and then also Mars being in your 10th, I do feel like for those of you who are not necessarily responsible with money, might want to be very careful here. Excuse me. Yeah, might want to be kind of careful here. I'm also seeing some health stuff that might come up, but nothing major. Like, if anything, might be like a little hungover, maybe a little tummy ache, or other things. But yeah, overall, Virgo, it just seems like you have a really fun week ahead for yourself. What else is going on here? Yeah, you look really solid as far as resources go, because I just got the word resources for you. Relying on the resource, all of your resources is what I'm hearing, not just financially, but even energetic resources, resources of time, also things that you've already built up, like little nest eggs, so to speak, structures, foundations you already have in place, falling back on those things when you start to hit some deficits in the week, it will help keep you stable and golden. So Not worried. Not worried about my Virgos. Let's go ahead and pull a card for you guys. I'm switching to Runic Tarot. Can I get a card for my Virgos, please, regarding the week ahead? I'm also getting image with you, Virgo. I'm also getting image. So some of you who are, might be spending money, but others of you might actually be indulging in playing with, like, your aesthetics. Like, maybe you're gonna go and get your hair done, or maybe you're gonna go and buy some new clothes. Like, I just feel like Virgos, you're chilling, you're relaxing, you're letting yourself have fun. You're also letting yourself experiment a little bit, and it's good. I think it's really good for you. Can I get a card for my Virgos, please? But again, just watch the spending. If you know that you've got, like, debt or back taxes or what have you, just watch that. Just watch that. Can I get a card for my Virgos? Too many. Can I get a card for my Virgos, please, regarding the week ahead? All right. Let's see here. Ooh, Virgos. We have 8 of Cups and the Ace of Cups. There's a 7 of Cups here. Interesting. So you're in this place of leaving some stuff behind that's been weighing you down emotionally. Hi, buddy. You got a kid. Oh, I love when he shows his face. Hey, Clydester. Clydester. Hey. Oh, buddy. Okay. He just can't help himself. He loves it. You gonna lay down? Oh, you're a good boy. You're such a good boy. Okay. So coming back to you, Virgos. Sorry, I have to. He actually, this is the first time he came out today. He's been kind of like MIA and sleeping most of the day. So it's good to see his face. Anyway, sorry. 8 of Cups with the Ace of Cups. So you are walking towards your 10. You are leaving something behind here. And especially with those of you who are choosing to give yourself a little bit of a change and experiment and let your hair down, it feels like you're just letting go of stress. You're really relieving yourself of burdens that you've been placing on yourself. You're learning that things don't have to be so right or in such a perfect way. Kind of like how Taurus is really been working, I don't want him to spill this, has really been working on, not such black and white thinking, like not being so rigid. You're kind of doing the same thing too, but it's really with just how you carry yourself and what you place emphasis on. So it's really, really nice, especially with the Ace of Cups here. Some of you might be shifting in what you are emotionally invested in as well. That could be relationships or circumstances, but a lot of what's going on for you for the week just feels like you're really freeing yourself, and it's really, really nice. The 7 of Cups energy that's also at play here for my Virgos, I do feel like overwhelm and stress, thinking of too many things at once. Like, I'm feeling a lot of that. You're just, oh my God, you're so cute. He's got his head propped up on a couple decks just like this. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, you're letting yourself, like, not be so stressed out for a hot minute. But you're also doing it by shifting what matters to you. I like it. I like it, Virgos. It's very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and do Libra. Hey, Libras. Let's see. You got 12th house, 1st house energy. Now he's being disruptive. Okay. Libra. Yeah, you've got 12th house, you got 1st house. I've gotten this with you before, Libra, where you've kind of had a challenge with, like, the ways you typically find joy, the ways you typically have fun. It's been kind of eluding you, or just hasn't been the same. And I think that's because you're going through a personal change. Like I said, I'm seeing 12th house, 1st house energy for you in recent past, and especially this week. You also have Uranus going through your 8th house. That's really rocking parts of yourself that you kind of keep hidden away and tucked away. Yeah, and then Mars being in the 9th house, something that's actually going to help you is to be a little bit more open-minded and to allow yourself to grow and to learn and change your perception on things. So yeah, Libra, it's like you've been going through a period where the way you have fun is needing to change. And so this week, on more of like a surface level, You know, Mercury and Venus and the Sun, depending on what kind of Libra risings you are, like degree wise, could be your 12th house or first house. That to me says that you're coming into a new understanding with yourself, a new relationship with yourself, new feelings about how you see yourself. And that's big. That's major. And there could be relationships that are assisting you in this as well, showing this to you, catalyzing this for you, or supporting you in this process. I just feel like when you've been trying to have fun, you just keep running into obstacles, or it just doesn't give you the same kind of high as it has in recent past here. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull some cards. Now that there's no more space on my desk, because there's a kitty cat in the way. Go over here then. Can I get a card for my Libras, please? He was kind of being a butt last night, I just have to say. So I think he's trying to make up for it a little bit. He literally ran across my face. I'm not even kidding. Like, paws on my eyeballs. Like, I'm not even kidding. I got really scared for a second. Anyway, neither here nor there. Can I get a card for my Libras, please? For this week. Card for my Libras. Oh. Also, you guys have been going through, how do I say this? Seeing relationships differently, seeing love and romance differently as well. And, you know, while you've been challenged there, you've also been challenged with the relationship with yourself, as I said before. But I definitely am feeling romantic energy coming up here. Let's see. Ooh. So we've got the Sun with the Eight of Pentacles. You're getting some clarity here on the kind of work and like where you need to put your focus, essentially. Where you need to put your time, where you need to put your energy, where you need to put your focus, where you need to put your efforts, your hard work, that sort of thing. The Eight of Pentacles to me always has like a forging energy, like putting intention and energy and focus and time into something to create something or to change something, to forge something here. Tell me more about this Eight of Pentacles. Because I kept getting this romantic energy before these cards came out. It could be about working on a relationship, but I don't think that's exactly what it is. Because I think even your relationship with romance and relationships is also changing quite a bit. Like you're seeing romance differently, maybe even placing a different emphasis on it. Yeah, if anything, Libras, I feel like you're just getting a green light, a sign even. Some of you might be having synchronicities or dreams that are giving you indications just where your focus, your time, your energy, your efforts needs to be. Like if you've been kind of scattered recently, you're getting, it feels like a sign. Yeah, they just keep saying this over and over. It's some kind of sign through dreams or synchronicities, intuition, or just like a switch is flipped and you just know like, okay, this is what matters now. This is where I need to be right now. I'm gonna get another card for my Libras. Can I get one more for my Libras, please? Some of you, if you've been struggling with work, like, oh, a change in career possibly. Or if you've been struggling with work in general, you're seeing how to rectify that. Can I get another card, please? Wow, Seven of Wands. Yeah, Libras. To my Libras who have been struggling, things are about to become really, really, really clear as to where you need to put your focus, where you need to prioritize yourself. And like I said, I already talked about the astrology, and that seems to be really relationship heavy for you. But this coming out is more of a channeled message that's not necessarily tied to the astrology. So you can resonate with both of them, and that tends to happen sometimes. But yeah, you're getting focused. You're getting focused and you're getting more confident in where you need to put your priorities. So that's really nice. I like it. Okay. Scorpio. Hold on, actually let me get a little sip. I'm so dehydrated. Okay. Scorpios. Let's see what's going on for my Scorpios. Ugh, Scorpio. So more of like the long-term process that you guys have been in. Saturn in the 4th and Uranus in the 7th. Those are not fun placements. Not at all. That you've clearly been challenged with home and feeling emotionally secure, feeling like things are steady and safe. You've been having a lot of changes within your relationships, like your really intimate relationships, but also they've been changing you. Been surprising you, actually. Yeah, wow, that's how it's feeling to me. Scorpios, you've been very surprised as to what you've been learning about yourself and changes that you've gone through personally as a result of some relationships that you've been involved in, and really, again, really, really close relationships that you've been involved in. I feel like you've actually been getting more cracked open, which is really nice. You've been getting more and more cracked open, but that's more of like a long-term process. But for what's coming up for you for the week, as far as like day-to-day occurrences that you may experience, a lot of community, yeah, a lot of community, a lot of social energy, a lot of interacting. It's almost like you don't even have to try, but suddenly your schedule is getting full for the upcoming week. And I don't think you really like it. Just being honest. It's just I'm getting a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling there. Some of you feel like it's wow. Some of you feel like it's going to facilitate more change that you don't want, because I can feel it. You guys, okay, clearly my Scorpios, Scorpio risings, you've really been struggling with the not struggling, feeling. You've really been feeling the Saturn square Uranus energy, because I can feel it, where you've been trying to get a certain aspect of your life like grounded. You've been trying to get a certain part of your life like steady, just the way you want it, trying to like make changes there again to get in line with what it is you want, and you just keep getting pulled away from it. And I feel like Jesus words. What you keep getting pulled away by is social stuff, social occurrences or community stuff, stuff happening online, stuff happening with your accounts, like things like that. And so it's like suddenly you're getting busy again. Suddenly your schedule is kind of getting full, and you're like, oh no, I don't know. Oh, I can't handle more change. That's how it's feeling to me. Like I can feel it. You want to avoid certain social situations because you're worried about more change that's going to come when you're trying to focus on other shit and get other shit together, and you just haven't had the proper space and time to focus on those things. So it's like I can feel a little bit of irritated energy with you, of like a pullback, like a tug of war energy of like, okay, but God, can I just get back to this now? Can I just get back to this? Oh God, if I do this, there's gonna be so much more change, and I just want to get back to this. Like that's how it feels. It's kind of funny. But I do think being around people in the next week or two even would be really beneficial for you. I feel like people actually really captivated by you right now. I feel like they just want to talk to you. They want to have fun with you. There's something about your energy this week that just is drawing people in, and they're very, very attracted to you. Even if you don't want to be around them. I just feel anxiety and resistance on your end, just being totally honest. But I think it's actually going to be really great. I think it's going to be really, really great for you. I also think it's going to help you to let go of some other, like, doesn't feel big, just feels like some minor patterns of things. Help you, like, let go of some more, do some more shedding. I know you live and breathe death and rebirth. I totally get it. You're kind of like, okay, been there, done that. I know. But it's good, though. It's not a bad thing. It's just more of that deepening of the relationship with you, understanding of yourself that Uranus has clearly already been helping you with. Okay? So embrace it. Embrace the social energy. I'm getting a lot of invites through internet. Maybe even your phone too, but I'm feeling strong internet, like social media, emails, getting a lot of like invites through emails that I think you're going to want to pay attention to. Okay? All right, so let's pull some more. If I can just scoot my cat over. Just give me a second. I know, buddy. You're just taking up so much space. So much space. Can you just... Okay. All right. I will settle for that. Okay. Can I get a card for Scorpio, please, for the week? Oh, what's going on for my Scorps for the upcoming week? Let's see. Wow. Okay, Scorpio. Again, I feel such a resistance with you. You've got 4 cards that are so fascinating together. 2 of them are major. No, 3 of them are majors, excuse me. It's a pretty significant week for you. I don't know how to explain this. Like, I'm sure you guys are going to feel it once I show you. You have the Queen of Swords, the Hierophant, the Justice card, and the Hanged Man. all of this feels like a serious, how do I say this? Like judgment. Yeah, you know what? That's how it feels. It feels like I'm looking at the judgment card. It feels a little bit like you're in a courtroom and going over all the evidence and you're answering for certain things, or maybe even you are helping somebody answer for certain things. It's just, it feels like a big process of going through facts, evidence, if you will, and making sense of something and trying to put something to bed is how this feels to me. It feels like you're doing it with yourself, and spirit is definitely here with you too. And this is a weird thing that I'm talking about, but this is just how it's feeling. And you're coming across as the Queen of Swords, very Libran, which is appropriate for this kind of week where we have all this kind of Libran energy and also air. We have a lot of mercurial energy, but you're reflecting. You're reflecting and you're gaining information. You're gaining wisdom from this process that you're engaged in. And this process is, it just feels very dense. It feels kind of heavy. It's heavy on the heart. It's heavy on the mind. The Hierophant with Justice and the Hangman. Taking the Hangman out of it for a second, just looking at the Hierophant and Justice, you guys could very well be dealing with legal issues or a court case, but that's how this feels. Almost like you are even repenting. Some of you might be repenting, but it feels like you're facing yourself or a higher version of yourself, or God or Jesus or God or a goddess. It's like you're answering to something higher than you, spirit itself, right? And you're reflecting. You're reflecting. You're divulging. You're sharing. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you're bringing out all this information, all the facts, everything that's happened, and you're having these very deep accountings, even confessions, between you and spirit, between you and God, between you and yourself. You're having a real honest moment here, Scorps. And that's why I think it has such a weight to it, because it almost feels like, yeah, it feels kind of like you're repenting. It's like you're bearing your soul to spirit, who already knows your soul, but it's for the sake of reconciliation. It's for the sake of finding balance for yourself. It's for the sake of repenting. Hierophant and Justice. With the Hangman being here, that also emphasizes the weight of what it is that I'm picking up here with you. The Hangman is a very spiritual card. It's Pisces energy. The Hangman comes out when we are going through a period of spiritual growth and transformation, when we're learning something that's affecting us on a soul level. You're also taking responsibility for your feelings. That's coming up too. You're taking responsibility for your feelings. You're taking responsibility of the things you've done. It just keeps feeling like repentance here. And you're doing it as the Queen of Swords. And while you're doing this in a sacred way, in a spiritual way, you're kind of acting as your own judge. But it's for the sake of being honest with yourself. You know you can't run from certain things anymore. You know you can't justify certain things anymore. You could be doing this to somebody else, which I don't recommend. Just saying. I don't recommend that unless you're actually a judge and you're actually, conducting a case. I don't recommend that if you're doing this to somebody, because that's a very judgmental position to put yourself in. But if this is really just between you and you, it's just a real honest moment of bearing your soul. You could even be bearing your soul to another person. And it's to wash it clean. It's to relieve yourself of guilt and shame and carrying shit around. It's it's this understanding and realization that you can't avoid doing it anymore. You can't avoid this level of honesty anymore. I want to get one more card for my Scorpios. Scorpios, you always have such intense readings. Can I get one more for Scorpio, please? There's also quite an energy, too, of being seen and doing this. Some of you might be doing this, publicly, with family members or at work or in an actual case. But some of you might be doing this publicly, and you're being recognized for what you're doing, respected for what you're doing. Can I get another card for my Scorpios, please? Scorpios, you might also just have people bearing their souls to you, where you're just kind of receiving this information and giving them space and support to cleanse themselves, to repent, if you will. Can I get another card for Scorpio? Wow. Oh my God, what a card to come out for you, Scorpios. We got the Tower here, which is letting faulty foundations fall away. It's change, it's transformation, it's breakthroughs, it's sudden events and changes. Yeah, you're relieving the tension and pressure out of your own life, out of your own being, off of your soul. You're repenting, or you're allowing people to repent to you, or you're involved in this process in some way within a group or public setting. But it's good though. Like, that Tower feels so good. Like, this really feels like relief from shame, relief from burdens. Like, that's what that feels like to me. It also comes with revelations, with the Queen of Swords and the Tower. So if somebody's just confessing to you, it's making things really clear to you on what has been going on with somebody or where somebody is at. It just feels like you are part of this process of repenting, whether it's between you and you or other people. Wow. Okay. Remember what I was saying, Scorpio? Like, people are just going to want to be around you. It might be because they just want to confess some shit. They just want to get some stuff off their chest, and they just feel safe with the Scorpio to do it. And that's a very Scorpionic thing, by the way. All right, Saggies. Saggies. Where are you guys at? The Clydester. All right, so Saggies, we've gone over this too in recent readings, but, you know, for those who are new, I think I'm probably going to be doing this every week, where I go over some of the long-term process that some of you guys have been in, and then I go into more of what's going on presently and on the surface on your day-to-day. So long-term, Sag, you guys have been going through challenges with relationships, how you communicate, your role in communication, and how it can affect people. Understanding more of what you need out of relationships, the kind of people that would make good relationships with you, like friendships, romantic relationships, business relationships, all that good stuff. And you also been dealing with responsibility, how to be more responsible and disciplined and be on top of things for yourself. Okay, so that's definitely some stuff that I've been seeing for you in your long-term process. But more of what's going down for like your day-to-day for the week, I'm actually hearing hope and promise. That's kind of nice. Hope and promise and optimism. There's rays of hope coming through via relationships and communication. So like I said, Saggies, you guys have been more in the boat of realizing the impact of your words and trying to work on communicating more effectively so that people can understand where you're coming from, and that you actually communicate like what you mean to communicate, and you're not misunderstood in the process. And you don't also have a negative impact on relationships in the process. And so now with this week, you actually have an opportunity to test that out. You have an opportunity to talk to people and have it be in the way that you've been seeking, the way you've been hoping, the way you've always wanted to be accepted and received and heard. That's how it's feeling to me. You might also be getting some ideas through communication, or even opportunities through communication with people for more long-term investments, long-term opportunities. That's coming through too. I'm also seeing long-term friendships. I'm seeing that too. Oh, Saggies, you're gonna make some friends this week. Yeah, you have some opportunity to build more community in your life coming up this week. So have fun with that. Have fun. Some of you guys are gonna have some creative endeavors come up here. I'm getting some creative vibes, creative energies, new hobbies, new skills that you're gonna start learning and picking up. That's so cool. Oh, good. All right, let's get a card for my Saggies. I just saw a flash of the Two of Cups, just saying. Can I get a card for my Saggies for the upcoming week? Can I get a card for my Saggies? Ooh, Sag, we got King of Wands. Look at you. You're feeling so much better this week. You're feeling a lot more confident this week. And I think it is because of communication. The way that you are presenting yourself to people feels like it's working better than it has recently in the ways that you've struggled with it recently. And it's just making you feel good. It's making you feel more of that like Jupiter energy that you innately have, like more optimistic, more hopeful, happier as you put yourself out there. Like I said, I was also getting creative energy, like wanting to get into new skills, new hobbies, maybe even getting ideas of like pet projects that you can be involved in. So I'm not surprised that King of Wands is coming out here, because that's what the King of Wands does. The King of Wands puts themselves out there, starts new things, and has fun with it, right? That's a King of Wands energy. Can I get one more for Sag? Some of you can be meeting a King of Wands who's inspiring you, who wants to play, who wants to have fun, who sees what you can offer. Taming the fire, taming the fire, taming the fire. Sagittarius, you're mutable fire. You all over the place, but in a good way, in a good way. King of Wands is fixed fire. Something that some of you guys are probably going to be starting to learn, or going to meet somebody who can teach you this, how to tame your fire properly so that you can really harness it and sustain it long term, and you don't burn people, you don't burn yourself in the process. Could even be meeting a Leo or have strong Leo in your chart, but that's something I'm getting for you. Can I get one more card for my Saggies, please? Let's see. Ooh, look at you, look at you, look at you. Ace of Pentacles, there it is. I knew it. Saggies, go have a good time this week. Go make some friends. Go try some new things. You're going to open a door this week. This to me says you're totally opening a door, and some of you it's going to be with assistance of somebody that you're going to be dealing with. Most likely somebody who has mastered the fire element. Doesn't have to be a Leo, but somebody who has King of Wands traits. Okay? Nice. Very nice. All right. Let me get a little sip of water, and then we'll continue with Capricorn. Okay. Capricorns. My Cappies, my Cappies, my Cappies. Routine. Routine is going to be your friend this week. Interesting. Yeah, routine is going to be your friend. I feel like you've actually changed your routine. I think you found a new routine that works for you. I want to say probably in the last couple months. And maybe it's taken you time to dial that in. I'm actually hearing 4. So maybe like between now and the last 4 months, you've reestablished your routine, the way that you are disciplined, because you're very disciplined, but the way that you are disciplined has evolved, and you've been more adaptable with that, which is really cool. That's going to help you a lot this week. That's just what I keep hearing. It's going to help you. 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 Okay. You've had a hard time choosing opportunities too. I feel like you've had a lot of random opportunities come your way that you didn't expect and weren't sure even how you felt about it. It might have even all happened at once. And so I'm just getting confusion with what actually would be best for you. So some of those might be shelved still, but you got to answer to them soon. Come back to your routine. What's going to fit with your routine? Because the routine that you guys have been establishing or you're working from, yes, it's more adaptable, but it's also more sustainable to your needs, right? So fall back on that, and then opportunities that fit that will fit your needs. Okay? More about what could be happening during the week for you on a day-to-day experience. Oh, I think you're going to be taking one of these opportunities off the shelf. Something's getting solidified this week for you. They're saying the routine. Fall back on the routine. What works with your routine? What works with your sustainable day-to-day life? Fall back on that. That's really going to help you with this. But yeah, something is solidifying. Something is becoming more real, more concrete, where you're going to have to start actually putting in, like you're going to have to start showing up. Showing up very physically within a certain opportunity. And it feels like something that's been presented to you in the last few months. And maybe you weren't even sure it was real. Like maybe you weren't even sure it was actually going to be a thing. And now that it's like time has passed, you're like, oh shit, this could be a real thing. But I gotta do it now. I gotta say yes now. I gotta jump in now. Wow, okay. For some of you, this involves a lot of people or meeting a lot of people. You might meet somebody, you might meet more people as you decide to solidify this opportunity. But it's a free will choice. It's whatever you think. It's whatever you want for yourself. I feel like you're going to be showing up more in the public world. Not necessarily like public world like this, but I mean like out in the world where people can see you. You know? not being at home as much. I just feel like you're getting more FaceTime. Maybe you're going to be on FaceTime more, but I'm actually getting FaceTime. Yeah, you're going to be really social this week and moving forward is what I'm hearing too. Probably throughout, well, yeah, thank you. Throughout Mercury retrograde is actually what I just got. Throughout Mercury retrograde, you're going to be a lot more social, talking to a lot more people, and yeah, there's this continued solidification that's happening with an opportunity that has been on the shelf that you haven't been certain about. It feels to me like you're actually going to be saying yes, but again, it's a free will choice. But you're going to be more present, you're going to be showing up more, you're going to be putting more investment and time and energy into it, really embracing it. Maybe you've had some resistance with it because of the confusion that had come up in the last few months with some of the opportunities that came up for you. You weren't sure if you could handle it, you weren't sure if it was for you. Well, now you're going to know if it's something you can actually do or not. Yep, thank you. You're going to know if this opportunity is something you can actually do or not. Something you could actually follow through on and stick with or not. And some of you might realize you don't want to once you're already halfway in it. Or like you've already obligated yourself and like, oh shit, I'm here, I'm doing this. You might not realize it till then that maybe you can or can't. It's going to be different for all of you. Some of you are going to stick with it. Some of you are not. So you're going to realize, okay, this is not for me. I've learned and now I'm backing out. But time to really show yourself, time to really see if this is for you. And I think a lot of you resonating with this know what I'm talking about. It's something that is going to be, that is something that can be essential to your long-term path. So it can relate to work, it can relate to your health, but it feels like an obligation of some sort. It can even be a relationship. Ow. Sorry, guys. Been having a weird experience. Okay, so I just want to share this with you guys. I'm sorry, Clyde's crowding me. Hold on. I know, buddy. I love you so much, but you're just taking up so much room. I know. I love you, though. I love you. I always feel bad when I do that, so I just want to like remind him that I love him. So I've been having this weird circumstance since last night of glass, like random pieces of glass all over my house. And that's happened to me in the past. Normally I take it as a sign that's of spirits. Spirits are around. And I actually cut myself on these pieces of glass on separate occasions, but on the tops of my feet. Don't ask me how I did it. I don't even know how I did it, but it happened. So now I've got like 2 band-aids in the same places on both of my feet. It's like, I don't know, it's just weird. And then I got poked by something and I was like, don't tell me it's another piece of glass. Anyway, just had to share for some reason. But Capricorn, so coming back, whatever you've been struggling with as far as what your path looks like down the line, what you want to have a part of your foundation moving forward, a part of your very physical, financial life, or your health, or your household, you know, those kinds of stuff, and however confused you've been, it's time to finally try. It's time to finally be like, all right, let's just see how it goes. And if you realize, okay, you know what, sorry, this wasn't for me, don't feel bad about it, don't feel guilty about it, just do what's best for you. And some of you guys might be really surprised at how it works out, and you're probably going to stick with it for a number of years, okay? Can I get a card for Capricorns, please, for this upcoming week? Can I get a card for Capricorns for the upcoming week? Let's see. Wow, Cappies. We have 6 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles. This feels like somebody who wants to show up, who wants to help, who wants to be of service. I'm getting strong healer vibes, light worker vibes, big teacher vibes too. Getting strong teacher. So some of you guys is actually going to be you stepping into this role. Wow, some of you, this is you, and you're stepping into this role after a while of not being sure you can do it, not being sure it was for you, not being sure you wanted to be obligated. But this is somebody who is going to be a leader of some sort and help people with their emotional stuff, help people heal, or just to be of service in some kind of, charitable way or some kind of healing way. But that's what this is to me. This is somebody who wants to help. Who wants to help others, who wants to fucking do it and show the fuck up. I feel like this is you stepping into this. And you've been holding off for a while, or not sure how to do it, or not sure if it's really for you. Some of you, it could be somebody giving you this opportunity and being like, hey, Capricorn, are you on board yet? Are you on board yet? But it's here. It's here, Capricorn. Are you going to say yes? Are you going to do it? Or are you not going to do it? Free will. Up to you. Okay. I think most of you are going to say yes. Aquarius. Hey, Aquarius. For you guys. Hello, hello, hello. You guys have had a lot going on too. Yeah, Pluto in the 12th house, Saturn in the 1st, big transformation, big transformative period and process that you guys have been in. Your sense of emotional security has been really unstable as well, has been changing. Some of you guys might have not been able to keep a stable household, might have been moving a lot in recent past. Not sure where you're going to live, where you're going to set up shop is actually what I'm hearing, where you're going to put down roots, if you guys are ever going to put down roots. I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but that also just came up here. But that's been more of your long-term process. So coming into what's kind of going on for you during the week, feels actually very spiritual. Feels like a really spiritual week for you. I feel like you're going to be either meeting or deepening. Meeting people or deepening relationships that have a large spiritual component to them. People who've been really important and significant on your path, who've helped you grow as a person, or have just really touched you, like really touched you deep down. I feel like you're going to be talking to them more, spending time with them more, or meeting people who kind of fit this description. Also some sexual healing, that's something I've been picking up for my aquas recently. Probably for the next couple of weeks, you're going to be experiencing that. Some sexual healing relationships. It feels sacred. It doesn't feel like lower sacral energies. It doesn't feel like that to me. Some of you are going to get lost in your art. I definitely recommend doing that for my aquas. If you have an art that is just something that's always been a part of you or your life, it's very therapeutic for you, get lost in it. I feel like it's going to open your mind. I feel like you're going to get downloads galore if you let yourself just kind of get lost there. So do it. Definitely do it. If you guys are traveling this week, which is actually very well aspected to travel this week, so do it if you can. It doesn't have to be a crazy trip, it can be a staycation, but potentially meeting people while you're traveling is going to be well aspected for my aquas, aqua rising specifically. Okay, so let's go ahead. Can I get a card for my aquas, please? For the upcoming week. Can I get a card for my aquas? Don't get stubborn on me now. Can I get a card for my aquas? Ooh, aquas, Knight of Swords. Are you coming in to talk to somebody, or is somebody coming in to talk to you? This is a conversation. That's definitely a conversation. Some of you, it's somebody coming to you. Some of you, you're prompted to talk to somebody. But I'm really feeling it's those spiritual relationships, those spiritual connections, people who really touched you or helped you grow as a person. There's all of a sudden this, no! Hold on, guys. I don't want you to keep breaking my things. Come here, buddy. I know, you just want to be close to Mama. I know. Can you just be on my lap? Is that cool? He's like, no. He's like climbing back on the table. I'm almost done. Okay, I'm almost done. Okay. Sorry, coming back here. Those spiritual relationships, those spiritual connections, the people that have touched you, the people that changed you, those are the people that are on your mind. Some of you are definitely rushing back to some of these people to talk. Remember, this is a week where we're feeling really open and really sensitive. Right? The sensitivity increases as the week goes on, and communication, the ease of communication and being vulnerable and talking about our feelings with people, confessing our feelings to people, really in the beginning. I feel like you're confessing or people are confessing to you. I'm also getting Scorpio vibes. You might have connection to a Scorpio, or Scorpio might be a part of your chart. I'm hearing Scorpio moon, actually. That's pretty specific. Wait, doesn't the moon move through Scorpio? It does. The moon is moving through Scorpio this week. I believe, oh God, what days? want to say midweek, maybe like Wednesday, Tuesday, maybe a little bit of Thursday. Wednesday's coming through really strong, which is funny because Wednesday is Odin's day. Wednesday is actually a very spiritual day. For people who are not like familiar with any of this, Wednesdays, called Odin's Day, it's literally named after Odin. It's a day, if you're born on a Wednesday, or I even just use Wednesdays for this kind of work of mediumship, connecting with spirits, connecting with ancestors. It's a day where we can be very intuitive as well. But anyway, something about Scorpio, Odin is coming through here for my Aquas. That's not going to be for all of you. But I do think the moon will be in Scorpio on Wednesday. That's going to be a really powerful day to be doing any kind of work like that. Telepathy is also probably going to be really strong. Aquas, this is probably also going to be between somebody that you have a lot of telepathy with, just so you guys know. But yeah, I feel like this is, I need to talk to you. That's how this feels to me. I need to talk to you. I need to talk now. Can I get another card for my Aquas, please? This could all be happening telepathically too, so keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be physical. Did you hear that? I hope you guys heard that, because the second I said that, all of a sudden like 5 birds just started talking up a storm. When I said it could all be telepathic, not physical. On Wednesday, pay attention to your dreams. Just saying. Can I get a card for my Aquas, please? Aqua, you guys are having a real interesting reading here. With Temperance. Aqua, is this... Okay, Temperance, first of all, let me back up. The birds are going crazy outside now talking about this. Pay attention, guys. Pay attention. Temperance, it's forgiveness, it's resolution, it's balance. Temperance also comes out sometimes when we're working with our spirit guides. At least for me, that's how I interpret it. So whether you're having this conversation purely telepathically or in the dream space, or it's coming in the physical, it's a conversation that's been needed for a while, and it's a conversation that is spiritually guided, and it's a conversation that brings peace. Yeah, more than anything, it's bringing peace. Peace to your soul, peace to your mind, especially if there's been anything left unresolved between you and these kind of individuals, or if there's something that you've just been an unrest about, like restless about, with it on a soul level. This conversation is putting that to peace. Yeah, that didn't even make sense, but peace. Peace is the biggest thing coming through here for you Aquas. God, I want to get one more. Can I get one more? It's just so juicy. Can I get one more for my Aquas, please? I almost want to do just a pure Aquarius reading now. The other signs will get mad if I do that, though. The Hermit. Oh, Aquas. Some of you, this is just purely telepathic. But with the Hermit coming out here, it's kind of confirming what I already said. It's a conversation that's been needed for a while. It feels like coming out of hiding, or just feelings. Yeah, thoughts and feelings that have been so repressed and ignored. Just what? Like, I need to share this with you now. I need to just get this off my chest. My soul is not at peace, and I just need to talk about it. Yeah, that's actually how it's coming through to me. So again, whether you're on the receiving end or the initiating end, this seems to be coming through for you this week. Again, some of you, it's not going to be in the physical, so pay attention to the dreams, okay? And, if you start thinking about somebody randomly, chances are they're probably thinking about you. Just saying. Pisces. Hey, Pisces. Let's see what you guys got going on. Pisces, I feel like you've been challenged to be more long-term wise, more challenged to be part of the physical world, almost bridging. I'm actually getting a bridging with that. Being a bridge or acting as a bridge, or bridging the more non-tangible parts of you having these higher levels of consciousness into the physical, like really being in the world but not of it. Like walking that line has been a big lesson for you in recent past, and it feels like it's been a bit of a struggle. Feels like it's been kind of hard. I feel like you've also had a very unstable social life. I want to say with friends in particular, not just family or anything, but with friends. Feels like it's been relatively unstable. But the mutable part of you, the fact that you are a mutable sign, that's actually been a strength for you during this process as well. There's something about that ability to kind of flow and adapt that's really been helpful to you and will continue to be helpful to you, is also what I'm hearing. So more on like a day-to-day of what could be going on for you this week. How you're intimately connected with people. Interesting. How you're intimately connected. I'm also feeling this challenge that you've been experiencing, and maybe this week it might actually improve. You might actually feel a little bit of an easier time with it. I'm getting like an impulsive energy, like an impulsivity to kind of go there with people, like to kind of go deep with people, or to just immediately be in that very deep space of connection, when I think that probably hasn't been working out so well, or it probably has been keeping you relatively isolated. But that is going to be something that's going to be highlighted for you a lot in the forefront this week, is what I'm seeing here. That could actually lead to some really interesting conversations, especially because everybody's so open. That's why I think it might actually work for you during this week. Pisces, you're very empathic, you're very compassionate, you're very loving, you're also incredibly intuitive and sensitive. And remember, this week, sensitivity is increasing as we progressively go through the week, but we also have this open sharing of our feelings that everybody is going to want to kind of do this week. So that's something you've been seeking out anyway. So this could be a time where you could really get to know people on a deep level, or if you've had somebody around you and you've wanted to deepen your friendship or your relationship, but you've held off because you don't want to make them uncomfortable, go there. Go there this week and see what happens, okay? For any of you who are in a relationship or are dating, there could be a deepening or elevating of your relationship going on this week too, okay? All right. Can I get a card for Pisces, please? Eight of Swords. Don't be scared, Pisces. Don't be scared. Eight of Swords. Don't be scared to do it. Don't be scared to go there. Wow, with the Ten of Cups. Yeah, Pisces, you want these deeper, intimate levels of connection with people. And like I said, you've really been holding back because you know it can make certain people uncomfortable, and you don't want to make people uncomfortable. At the same time, you've been going through your own process of trying to be more a part of the physical life and being challenged to put your focus there when it's not your natural state of being. It's not your natural state of being to be really disciplined and really focused on, getting the to-do list done and the task list done. Like, that's not who you are, right? That's not who you are by nature. And since you've been challenged there, it's almost like you have to relearn that it's okay to go there. It's okay to go to the depths of emotion and soul and spirit and consciousness. Because like I said, this week, it's going to be easier for people to go there with you, which is what you've been wanting. Don't be scared of it now. Don't be scared of it now. Some of you, there's also fears of commitment coming up with those of you who are elevating your relationships. Can I get one more for Pisces, please? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. He's so stubborn. Oh, Pisces, we got Four of Swords here. Yeah, you're kind of isolating yourself from this. And to be fair, you might need some more space, before you dive into something like this. I'm getting a little bit of a recovery feeling, like a healing. Some of you are healing some family stuff, ancestral stuff that has contributed to this understanding that people are not comfortable just going to deep levels of themselves with you. Something about that feels like there's wounding and shame around it, which is why you don't normally do it with people. But it's okay too. And you know what? If that's who you are, that's who you are. And yeah, it might make some people uncomfortable, and it might make you feel a little isolated and a little lonely that people don't do that or don't get that. Go and hang out with some Scorpios and you'll be fine. Scorpios would love it, okay? But I do feel like you're isolating yourself a little bit, like intentionally, because you're scared. You're scared of not being accepted. You're scared of not being able to have this full emotional experience with people on a soul level. You're scared of being rejected for wanting those things. But I really recommend you try this week because I think it's going to really pay off. And I think you're going to be really surprised at how easy it is for people, more easy for people this week than it is normally to go in on that with you. Okay? All right, guys. I'm so happy I finally got to part 2. I apologize for my scatteredness in part 1. I know I was all over the place. But anyway, I'm glad I was able to do this. Hope you guys have a really great week and a great night. Don't forget to check out Vimeo, Patreon. Everything is linked below for your convenience, and I hope to see you guys very soon, okay? Take care, guys.